Hi, this is Chris, and I'm here to talk about the third live show of American Idol, season 14. This is turning out to be a very awesome and interesting season. So let's just jump right to it. The show started off with Aretha Franklin as she sung that song, I Will Survive. God, I love Aretha Franklin. She's awesome. She's amazing. And I'm just going to go ahead and point out, I'm not going to be critical of Aretha Franklin. She's awesome. She's the queen. She can do whatever she wants. I will say, okay, I'm going to be a little critical. She can't hit those notes like she used to hit. And so there were some notes where I was just like, ooh, yeah, that didn't sound so great. But you know what? I didn't really care. I mean, look at her age. And she's up there looking fine, singing fine. I ain't gonna complain. You sing, Aretha Franklin. You sing, you legendary person. She's paid her dues, and it was awesome to see her introduce the show. So this year is a little bit different than last year. Last year you voted, and then you would find out at the next show who went through. Or if they had like the girls and the guys split up, they would end up revealing that on the third night. And so what we're getting this season is they basically reveal it the week later. So it kind of sucks in a sense because we have to wait a whole week before we find out who's going through. And so it was pretty awesome to find it out. It was a little bit, it was kind of interesting. It made things move along a little bit faster. So it was also kind of sad too at the end, but I'll get there. First up was Daniel Sevey, and he sung How Sweet It Is. Okay, I'm not a huge fan. He's cute, he's adorable. I get why he went through. I think he's going to probably make it to the top 10, which means that he'll go on tour, but I don't want him to win. I'm hoping he's not like a David Archuleta and goes all the way to second place. I'm hoping that he's more of like Aaron Kelly from season 9. He goes to, I believe Aaron Kelly went to maybe somewhere between 5 or 6 or 7th place, somewhere over there. Hopefully he goes like there. That's where he hopefully will land with his cuteness. But he's just, I don't know, he's just young. He's really young. And it's interesting that there were some of the low notes that he was trying to hit, but he couldn't quite hit those low notes. So he's maturing, but he can't hit low notes. So he was kind of like, how sweet it is, you know, really low. And I don't know. I just, you know, he's a cute kid, and so I don't want to bash him because he's only 15 years old. And I know how hard it is to be 15 years old, and he's talented. So it's not like he should stop singing. Because I mean, I get it. In a few years, he's going to be awesome. So he has to start somewhere. But I totally agree with Harry. His movements weren't all that great, and so yeah, Daniel Sevey, he's definitely going to be at least top 10. So I'm not worried about him. So I don't even vote for him. All right. The next guy was Mark Andrew, sung Papa Was a Rolling Stone. He should have dressed up more. This is Motown. Dress up, look classy. He went up there, just wore all gray, and to me, he looked like he was defeated. The song, I was excited to hear that he was singing this song. However, when he sang the song, it was just like blah. It was kind of like last week. I told him last week, add a modulation. It would make your song, take your song from this level to the next level. Papa Was a Rolling Stone was boring all the way through, and that song is a gritty song, and he could have made it sound awesome, but he didn't because he has a unique voice. But he didn't do that. He just sang it. It was like so like Papa was a Rolling Stone. You know, it was I didn't like it. And then the only thing I did like was the last 3 notes of the song. It was like bum bum bum. Oh, it was so awesome. Those last 3 notes of the song. And I was thinking to myself, if he had done that after every single phrase where he said, you know, where he says, and when he died, he left us all alone. If he had done that at the end of each phrase that did that, it would have been so cool because it would have forced him to get a little bit more soul into that, a little more grit into that. And so I was so disappointed. I'm still not voting for him. So first 2 singers for the night, I was like, why did they even make it? Like, I didn't even want them to be there. And I knew that some of my favorites weren't going to make it. Rayvon Owen is the next one that goes through, and I was just like, awesome. My boy Ray Ray. Oh, I was so glad to see that he went through. I was worried last week because I did not think his song was the best. I felt like the falsetto was weak until he got to the end, and then the falsetto was wonderful. He sang My Girl. I was a little scared, and he sang it, and I was just like, yes, now that's how you sing with falsetto. He went in and out seamlessly. I was just like, go my boy Ray Ray, you go there. I mean, he sculpted the song, he caressed the song. It was awesome. I was a fan. You go, Ray Ray, you go. So far at that point of the show, that was the best performance. Adam Igazalia, he sung "I Want You Back." I don't know what to say about him. He is a character, and so I don't take him seriously. I'm glad he went through, but I think that I didn't think he was going to make it. I just really didn't think America was going to grab onto him, but they did. So I could see him going to top 10. I think he'd be an awesome person to have on the tour. So if we can keep him around until the tour, I'm cool. After that, let's let him go. So I don't see how he would fit in just like the genre of music or where he would fit. It'd be more like a show or character act. That being said, I liked how he sung "I Want You Back." He kind of slowed the song down and gave it more of like a bump and a grind. That's what I put down here, bump and a grind. And so it was kind of cool. I think I would probably prefer the song to be sung by like, a typical, fat black woman that's singing and just like kind of riffed and stuff all crazy. But he was awesome. He was good. I like the rearrangement. And I like that he had the tux on, very respectful. So the fashion, he was starting to, bust it out. He's kind of funny too. At the end, he said, "I'll wear a tutu on the day of the finale." Clark Beckham sung Tracks of My Tears. I was going to be pissed if he ruined one of my favorite songs. I love this song. Like, when Adam Lambert sung this back in season 8, I was just like, I fell in love with that song. And I used to work at a diner, and so I would play the song on the jukebox because I worked graveyards, play the song on the jukebox all the time. Oh, and I was like, he better not mess this song up. And I listened to the song, and I liked it. I actually loved it. I loved it because he made it his own, and he took it to different levels, gave it little tempo changes. And so for me, it was a little manic, but it was in a good way because I didn't want him to do what Keith suggested. Keith suggested that he slow the thing down like Adam Lambert, and I'm glad he didn't do that because I would have compared it to Adam Lambert. But he did his own little thing, and at the end, I was like, he had picked it up to this tempo, and he was saying, "I need you, I need you," and I was just like, oh yeah, now that's good. I liked how he changed it up. He didn't copy Adam Lambert. He didn't copy the original. He did his own. And so I just say, throw away the judge's critique. You're going to win this show. Clark Beckham will win. And so I think that, I don't know. I just know he's going to win. He reminds me so much of Philip Phillips. I mean, even at one point he did like a little Philip Phillips grunt and growl like thing. It was so awesome. But he did a good job for this song. And I'm glad he didn't sing it exactly like Adam Lambert. Nick Fradiani. So last week I said Nick was the most professional singer. This week he was very professional, but I did not like how he sung Signed, Sealed, Delivered. I was not going to sign, seal, and deliver, and I'm not voting for Nick tonight. Last week I voted for him. This week I'm not going to vote for him because he didn't do very well in the song. Maybe he was sick, and maybe that's why he didn't do so well. But, the problem with the song is that he sung it, I think, at the top of his range. Like at the top, last comfortable note in his range. And so when you're singing like this whole time, there's nowhere for you to go. So when he was singing Signed, Sealed, Delivered, he could never go up into a higher range. He was always up here like in this range that was like too high. So my suggestion would have been to take it down a half step, or probably I'd take it down a whole step. Just drop that down a whole step and sing it from there, and that would leave you room at the top of your register to go up crazy. And so that's why I was thinking maybe he was sick, and so he couldn't go past that. And so I'm not the most technical singer, but that's what I felt. I would have taken down a key so it would have given you more space. But if he got sick, that might explain why he was like kind of like, I didn't think it sat very well. And so I was very disappointed with the performance. It was just, I don't know. I didn't like it. No votes for me today. Sorry. Next time, he's got the profession, but it's got to be point on every single time for me. Cassie Middleton. He sung I Wish. The thing with him is that I don't think he's the best vocalist. Actually, out of all the top 8 guys, and we'll get to the last guy, I think he might be the worst vocalist. But even though he's not the best vocalist at the top 8, he's the best performer. And he gets us excited to see him. And I can see him going to top 5. All he needs to do is do what he's been doing. Just be crazy. Be exciting. Switch up every once in a while. Give us a slow song. But, I mean, he was all over the stage. He was not disappointed. I mean, he was just like, you know, he said, when I was a young nappy-headed boy, and he like pulled his nappy hair. I wish I had hair like that because I would totally yank out the naps. Oh my God. It was awesome. It was an amazing performance, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna go all the way. So, yeah, his vocals might need a little bit more help. And I was with J-Lo. I don't know why Harry was saying like, oh, his vocals were perfect, because if you actually listen to his voice, he's forcing some of it out where it's like, and I know personally from that experience that I don't have a great voice. And so a lot of times what I would do when I did sing in front of large groups is I would do a lot of performance. I would do a lot of theatrics. I would do a lot of like throwing myself across the stage, making myself, you know, make people look at my movements rather than listening to how horrible my voice sounded. And so I think if you didn't look at him and you were listening just to the vocals, you would hear where it screeches a little bit, where it gets to a point where it's not pleasant. And so you would see those inconsistencies if you really listened and closed your eyes. But Harry was wrong. J-Lo was right. He needs to make sure he stays in charge of his vocals. Quentin Alexander saying Master Blaster. And that was awesome. I love the part where he kept saying Jammin', because I used to be Jammin' Chris back in the day. That used to be my screen name on AOL. Everyone had AOL back then. I wasn't disappointed with his song choice. It was awesome. I was disappointed that Savion didn't go through. But it's because Savion sung Hey Soul Sister, and he shouldn't have sung Hey Soul Sister. We expected so much more from Savion, and he didn't make it through. So I'm hoping that this is a wild card so someone can pull Savion back. If not, I really am so disappointed to see Savion go. If I could switch out another singer for Savion, I'd probably switch out Adam or that one guy that keeps disappointing me, Mark Andrew. I'd probably switch out Mark Andrew for Savion, because Mark Andrew has been so disappointing. It's not a big fan anymore. I think he has a lot of potential, but it's almost like he's too laid back. Like he needs someone to kick him a little bit. And we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Maybe he needs to put the beanie on his head. The beanie might bring him some luck. Well, that's all I have to say. I'm so excited. Can't wait to hear what happens tomorrow night with the girls. I'm just praying that my girl, Serena Joy Crow, hopefully she gets through. If she gets through, I don't care about anybody else. She's the only one that has to get through. If she goes home like Savion, I'm going to be pissed. I swear I will do crazy things if she doesn't go through. So make sure you vote tonight. Hopefully come back and see my recaps next week. And sorry, not next week, tomorrow. Oh, I can't wait till we're down to one show a week, because this is a pain in the butt to do 2 days in a row. It's so easy doing just like a Wednesday night, but doing Wednesday and Thursday I'll be here. I'm so tired. So, all right, I'm out for tonight. Peace.